Great. Okay, so thank you everybody so much for joining us today. We're so glad to have you here and talk to you about all of the great information and content that we have today. A little bit of housekeeping before we kick off. The intention of this event is to facilitate a conversation with you. Your sellers are partners, most importantly. And while these events are a great opportunity to hear the latest and greatest from eBay and hear all of our news, we also really want to hear what's top of mind for you and to answer your questions as best we can. So please submit your questions in the Q&A functionality. There's a whole bunch of folks from here at eBay who are here to answer these questions for you in real time. We may not be able to answer all of your questions, but we'll give it our good try. And you can also share any follow-up questions that you have on the April Seller Check-in Community Board, and we'll put that link in the chat for you. We'll also hopefully have some time to cover some of the unanswered questions from last month's Q&A time and try to answer a few live at the end as well. And again, as a reminder, if you want to comment to fellow sellers, use the chat. If you want to ask a question for the Q&A, please use the Q&A tab. And again, select that all panelists and attendees when you go into the chat so that everybody can see what you're saying. Now let's talk through the agenda really quickly. First up, we have Andrea here, and she's going to provide some North American marketplace updates and give a roundup of this month's seller news. And then we welcome our new VP of Fashion, Charis, who will introduce herself and talk about her first 90 days and some of her priorities upcoming. And then we know there's a whole lot of motors and parts and accessory sellers on these calls. So our VP of eBay Motors joins us to say hello and provide some updates. I'll be back in a little while to discuss the latest from seller community and engagement team, including sharing some of the tips and tricks that each of you shared with us. In fact, you might even see your name on the screen. And then last but certainly not least, we'll have Harry to talk through the guiding principles of the seller experience strategy and to give some demos and some of those important updates that we love hearing from Harry. And then again, we will have time for Q&A at the end. With that, it's over to Andrea.
Thanks, Rebecca. And it's so great to be here. Thanks to everyone who is taking time out of their day to join us today. I think the number is 462 where I see it right now, which is awesome. So last we met, eBay has reported our Q1 performance. So we're going to talk through some key highlights there. As we kind of come into the spring, we're in a season of seasonal moments. And so wanted to give you a bit of a line of sight to what we're doing to drive the business across those key retail moments. And then, as Rebecca mentioned, wanted to give you a bit of a wrap up, a highlight reel of some of our recent seller announcements, just so that you're staying on top of all of the communication from us. So on Q1 performance, we delivered another great quarter for sellers last quarter in Q1. And top line results was that we delivered $27.5 billion in GMV, which was up 24% year over year, which is an amazing growth that we were able to see. In terms of customers, we saw really strong customer growth. We now have 20 million active sellers, which was up 8%. And most relevant to you, we now have 187 million active buyers, which was up 7% for the second quarter in a row, making it a really stellar several quarters in a row of buyer growth. And I think the important thing to note here is that we're seeing those buyers, many of whom have come to us as a result of COVID and the pandemic, behave very much like buyers that we acquired before that. So, retention rates and engagement rates are well in line with the pre-pandemic period, which is great to see. So the increased customer acquisition definitely combined with increased spend per buyer and also higher customer satisfaction, in part due to a simpler end-to-end experience as a result of managed payments and other improvements that we're making. And then as we look to kind of the blue section of the slide, we're seeing that eBay's vertical playbook is definitely contributing significantly to gains across the board. In the US, we're growing our core by continuing to focus on improved experiences and increased emphasis on top vertical categories. And as we've discussed in previous sessions, we're really using these verticals to not only drive the business, but also drive learnings that we can apply across all of the categories at eBay. So some focus vertical milestones. Looking at trading cards, we have huge momentum here, and it's really a key pillar to growing our overall collectibles business. As many of you know, eBay is a leader in trading cards. But did you know that a sports trading card sells every second in the US on eBay? Uh, GMV, the total volume of purchases or sales on eBay in Q1 topped more than $1 billion, which is more than half of what we did all in 2020, all year in 2020. So you can just see the incredible pace of growth that we're seeing in trading cards. Active trading cards buyers doubled, and existing buyers purchased more items at higher prices than ever. And we made and will continue to make a lot of improvements to the experience. Recently, we launched image-based scanning, which Harry is going to give you a bit more detail on. And then we made shipping easier with the launch of eBay Standard Envelope, which we're aggressively marketing to buyers on social and enthusiast forums. And I know a lot of you have seen the benefit of that service. On CR, on certified refurb, we saw strong velocity continue. We expanded the US program to 150 brands. It now includes 150 brands, and we rolled out CR to new markets, including Canada, the UK, and Germany. We're seeing that buyers really love the value that they get from certified refurb, which is really driving confidence in the marketplace and certainly velocity. And then sneakers and luxury watches. Would love to tell you all about them, but I will not steal Cheris's thunder. And so I will let her pick up the story right after my session when she starts speaking to you and introduces herself. I just wanted to underline that one of the key advantages of our strategy really is that cross-category shopping. So yes, we're investing in sneakers or watches, certified refurb, but what we're seeing in all these categories is that buyers that we acquire there don't just shop in those categories. They shop across the platform, which is a benefit to the entire seller community. And these buyers tend to spend thousands of dollars on other categories across the platform. So again, it's a real benefit, not only on the learning side, but also in terms of real bottom line impact to sellers across the marketplace. So shifting gears a little bit, wanted to talk a little bit about retail moments and the sort of seasons ahead of us. As you know, we're always focused on engaging new and existing buyers. And as we head towards summer, and because it's seasonal moments month across all of our seller engagement channels, I wanted to share how we're driving traffic to your listings and how we're thinking about some of these key US retail moments. So Mother's Day for us is a real gifting moment. Obviously, we're going to emphasize value and selection. Some of the key categories that we're going to surface include home decor, kitchenware, luxury, watches, handbags, jewelry. And you've probably seen some of the creative already, both on offsite and onsite, and then also in social as we near Mother's Day. Memorial, in contrast, is more of a traditional shopping moment. And last year, we really had to pivot hard as we were dealing with COVID. But this year, we'll take a more traditional take on Memorial Day, emphasizing value and price, and a lot of the traditional categories that do well at this time of the year. So outdoor furniture, patio and pool, camping gear, bedding, and luggage, now that travel seems to be back on the horizon. Thank goodness for that. We'll be running offsite banners, and we'll be engaging a lot in social. And then we'll also be using audio, radio, both terrestrial radio and streaming to get the message out. And then finally, when it comes to Father's Day and dads and grads, again, this is a gifting moment, and we'll come back to emphasizing value and selection, the incredible selection that's available on the marketplace. And we'll have a mix of kind of traditional categories like grills, camping, sneakers, and then also luxury categories. So keep your eyes peeled for lots of watches content, for example. And then sort of going on in the background, or sort of the foundation to all of this, is our ongoing efforts to engage new buyer segments. And so we're continuing to do a lot of work engaging Gen Z and millennials in social in particular, with activations on TikTok, Clubhouse, Twitter, Instagram, and really trying to engage that new cohort of buyers. So now I'm going to pivot again, and sorry, they've given me a lot to cover this time, and really start talking about some of the seller news, and give you a sense of where we're investing and in order to improve the way we communicate, present, and facilitate your listings, and get that all important buyer traffic on your inventory. We are focused on reducing complexity, helping you maximize value, and driving sustainable growth for you and your business. And so one of the examples on that is improving our search engine's understanding of complex searches to be more accurate and deliver more buyers to your listings. We also have new experiences like video on listings, which Harry is going to talk about and which I'm incredibly excited about because it's something that younger generations are really looking for as part of their shopping experience. And new tools like coded coupons and Terapeak for all. Again, Harry's going to touch on these, but they are there to help you better manage your exposure and your interactions with buyers across the board. And then just a couple, I'll go at the top of the slide, just a couple of things that we highlighted this in the last months or two. Just wanted to hit those and give you a bit of line of sight to them. We're going to add the links in the chat if you want to learn more. So new zero insertion fee allocations, we announced those in the spring seller update, and they're now available for most sellers when they are on managed payments. So fixed price listing allocations for basic stores have increased from $350 to $1,000, and premium stores have increased from $1,000 to $10,000, which is amazing. And then some shipping announcements. UPS recently announced rate adjustments for all of their shipping services via eBay labels. The good news is that new rate discounts are now up to 50% off UPS ground shipments and up to 65% off for UPS next day air service. So definitely take a look. And if I said USPS at the beginning, I apologize, it's UPS. And then more available shipping options are being shown to buyers. So we listen to your feedback, and once again, we're showing all shipping services that you offer on your listings. Now buyers can select their preferred carriers, shipping costs, and estimated delivery dates from the options that you've set. And then more on shipping, eBay standard envelope has now been expanded to stamps, coins, and currency and postcards. So we know we've gotten a lot of really positive feedback on this product, and I know a lot of folks were asking about when it was going to get expanded. It has now been. And then finally, just wanted to hit on an issue that's not on the slide that came up in the last 48 hours, which was an issue surfacing first class shipping in the listing flows. We just wanted to let you know that this was fixed last night, and so apologize for any inconvenience that caused. We had the product teams working on that really quickly as soon as we found the issue. So in conclusion, Q1 was a record one for eBay, and we're entering the rest of 2021 excited about the path forward. The investments and hard work we've put into supporting our tech-led reimagination are making impacts that are driving positive growth. And there's so many reasons for all of us to be excited. You, our sellers, continue to be the driving force, and I want to thank you for partnering with us. None of the results that we announced or that I announced at the top of this section, or that Jamie announced yesterday, would have been possible without your partnership. And so with that, I'm delighted to introduce Charis and hand the virtual mic over to her. Charis?
Great, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. It's really hard for me to be stuck in this box because I would just love to meet and talk with many of you, but I hope that will happen soon. So who am I? I'm Charis Marquez, and where did I come from? What's my deal here? So I have been kind of a retail geek almost my whole life. My mom was a merchant. When I was 15 years old, my first job was working at the Limited. I'm going to date myself, a store in the mall. I have interned with different little kind of baby brands, ended up working for some retailers, Sears and Walmart, and working with the Craftsman and Kenmore brands. and then most recently at Levi's doing a whole bunch of stuff on the e-commerce side and as well as on the wholesale side. So I'm just always trying to figure out how to sell people things. So I'm really excited to be here and glad that you guys are here to listen to me for a minute. But enough about me. That's not what we're interested in. It's kind of what have I done? And believe me, I'm definitely behind in my first, 100 days here, but really I've spent my time just trying to learn as much as possible about you guys, really talking with as many sellers as possible, understanding more information on our sellers and our buyers as well, and just really trying to dig into the business. So I'm going to continue to do that. And I was really fortunate to be in this best quarter ever. So I am really excited to talk to you about the results that we've seen. So as Andrea had already said, it was an amazing quarter for eBay, and it was a really great quarter for sneakers and luxury watches. So in sneakers, our sneakers over $100 category has grown triple digits more than actually the past 4 quarters. So not only that, we launched our authentication guarantee, our authenticity guarantee program in Q4, and now we're verifying thousands of sneakers, and we've seen buyer satisfaction of above 80% as a result. On the watches side, we've seen accelerated growth. With last quarter, we grew about 16%, and this quarter growing 38% in Q1 comparison to Q4 at 16% in the US. So we're authenticating tons of watches, and there we're seeing customer buyer satisfaction at close to 90%. We're really changing the experience overall, and we're seeing higher price realization. People are visiting eBay more and they're spending more, which is important. So we're seeing, yes, high value watches and sneakers surging, and we're going to continue to meet the demand. But for those of you who don't sell watches or sneakers, it's kind of, well, what's the point? This is important because we keep presenting these results to help you see that there's a method to the madness. What we're seeing in these categories is that these categories are proven to drive traffic to other categories. We're seeing a real connection there. So it's important that we continue to talk about the success in these categories, because the more traffic that comes to these categories, the more traffic will come to all of our categories. So that's really one of the key advantages of the platform, is really around this cross-category shopping, which is a broader benefit to all sellers. All right, so I do want to talk about Authentication Nation. So you might be familiar with our authenticity guarantee that we launched about 6 months ago. It's a game changer for the way people buy and sell on the platform. For those of you that don't know, it really provides an extra layer of trust and confidence when purchasing high value collectible items on our marketplace. For example, like $2,000 plus watches and $100 plus sneakers. And it's really designed to protect you, our sellers, and it allows buyers to shop with confidence so that they can make and convert that purchase, and then we all make money. We originally launched with sneakers and luxury watches and trading cards, but more categories are going to be added to the program in the coming months. We wanted to generate some greater awareness of this overall eBay authentication program. So we had a marketing tour, and it's called Authentication Nation, which was a series of events that are currently happening in 5 cities, where we invite enthusiasts and collectors to essentially bring in their sneakers, watches, and trading cards. We let our experts inspect it, vet, and verify, and then figure out what the items are worth. And when people drive up, they don't get out of their car. They get to just watch this entire authentication process. They receive an estimate of what the item's worth, and then they can decide whether they want to sell on eBay. So it really gets to show that authentication process in action. We've also partnered with some celebrities, athletes, and influencers who are also collectors to kind of help us show that. We have been in Atlanta, we've been in Nashville, we were in Seattle, we're in Las Vegas. Tomorrow we will be in Las Vegas, and we're going to close out in Austin. So we're really excited about this event, and it really illustrates the authenticity guarantee as a unique offering that really helps provide trust and confidence. So the slide you see now is kind of a glimpse of the response we've seen in the past few weeks in some of these categories. We're getting a lot of traffic and a lot of publicity around this, and we feel pretty good that people want to hear about eBay, they want to come to eBay, and they're learning a lot more about all of the different things that we together all have to offer. So as a recap, I'll keep meeting with as many of you as possible, keep learning. For those of you that I can't meet, really just understanding what are our true sellers and needs, especially in sneakers, watches, accessories, apparel, all things fashion. And just a reminder that our success in some of these focused categories now is really an enabler for broader cross-category shopping. So it is important, and it's a benefit to the entire community. People spend thousands of dollars, maybe in watch categories, but they also spend just as much in our other categories. So the more customers we get, the better for all of us. So if you have any questions, feel free to email sellerevents@ebay.com. And I can't tell you enough how excited I am to be here and hear all of the information and hear your questions. And I'm excited to be working with all of you. So now I'm going to pass it to Chris Prill, who is the VP of Motors for eBay, for an update.
Thanks a lot, Charis. That's super exciting stuff, and congrats to you and the team and everybody on the sell side to help that helped put this all together. And again, to our sellers today, thank you for being here, and thank you for being on eBay every day. So my name is Chris Prill, and I lead the broader eBay Motors efforts, which is the vehicles category, parts and accessories, business and industrial, and WHI. And within that, of course, P&A is by far our most important asset, and a lot of you are active in that category and are making that real every day. So what I wanted to do on the next page is briefly give you an update, in particular, primarily on P&A. So first of all, P&A, and you will have seen this, is on fire. It's not just the largest category on eBay with 120 million live listings, but it's just been a category that has seen huge momentum off the back of what's been tragic for the country in terms of COVID. This momentum is something that we are going to continue doubling down on, in particular by having fine-tuned our view of who we want to be in the P&A space. We are, of course, a leader in the US for sure. And at the same time, we haven't necessarily put a stake in the ground around what our true unique positioning is versus every other player. So what we've done is we basically said we're going to put a stake in the ground whereby we will be the destination of choice, where we have every trusted part for every vehicle, which is what we're going to continue working towards as this year plays up, and in particular also next year. So we have the most inventory compared to any other marketplace. We will really try and have every part for every vehicle. We're going to fix and double down on the finding experience. As you know, in particular, fitment today is not always as good as it could be. So we've scaled up a new technology team that's within our eBay core technology team, focused on, in particular, primarily now working on fitment and catalog integration to get that to the next level. So super excited. Stay tuned for more to come. And look forward to any questions you might have. If you want to reach out directly to me, please do. My email address is cprill, C-P-R-I-L-L, @ebay.com, or let's engage in the chat and Q&A for some real-time answers today. With that, I'll hand to Rebecca.
Thanks, Chris. All right, so let's talk about seller engagement and what's been going on this month. So this month's seller engagement theme is Seasonal Moments Month, and we are actually going to share some of the comments and tips that many of you have shared with us. I think I teased this at the beginning of the event. Those of you who follow us on eBay for Business on Facebook might remember that we recently ran a competition asking you to share some insights into your biggest retail moments and then what you're doing to prepare for Memorial Day, which is coming soon. And we received hundreds of entries, and it was really fun going through all of them. But the winners were drawn at random and have been awarded their gift cards. The content was so great, though, we wanted to share them here with you today. And we'll also continue to share them every week on our Facebook page every Sunday as inspiration to kick off the week ahead. We also cover them on the eBay for Business podcast. And then, of course, another important news, Small Business Week is coming up next week. And in celebration of our sellers, we are really excited to release our latest seller story series, and more to come in a few minutes. So on to the next slide. And Here are some of the great tips. So at the last check-in, we actually did a survey after the event, and look for the one after this event too. We'd love for you to take it and tell us how we're doing. So we asked what you wanted to hear most, and tips and hints from other sellers was one of the top asks. In response to that, we have the following tips to share from our social sweepstakes. So first off, let's talk about what is the biggest retail moment other than holiday, which of course is always going to be the biggest. So I'll read a few highlights, but share what you have in your tip in the chat below. We'd love to see you guys sharing hints and tips in the chat with each other live right now. So first up, Beth said, I sell lots of kids chapter books year round, but sales increase big time in the early summer months when kids no longer get books from the school library. I love that, like choosing that special moment where behavior changes and being ready to sell for that. Next up is Kimberly, who says that spring is always a great time for more sales. We love spring, right? People roll out of their winter slump and they look for fresh clothing, bright decor, treasured collectibles, hello tax refund, and those warm weather toys. And then Elisa says, we carry all sorts of items in our store, but we've noticed that our seasonal items sell well when that season gets close. So we have to stay on top of things and make sure that we have the right inventory for that particular season. And it's so true. Being ready for the next season and being ready for the right moment is absolutely vital. So I think those are some great tips and hints. Let's see what was the next sweepstakes. All right, how are you preparing for Memorial Day? So speaking of the right moment and the right time, Memorial Day is coming up real soon here in the US. So how are you preparing? What are those hints? First of all, Kathy said, Kathy and Amanda both said, getting lots of that red, white, and blue items. I love it, like being ready for those themed out moments that we all love. I love that, I love those hints. And then next up, we have Melanie, who runs sales on her summer items. That's boat, camper, RV products. All of these sell really well during Memorial Day. And I agree, getting ready for the kinds of activities and events that buyers are going to be thinking about is a great strategy. And then Elisa again. Elisa, you have some great stuff. Thanks. We normally change out our featured items on our store and do some social posting of unique holiday items people can purchase from our store. We also make sure that our holiday listings have essential holiday keywords in the description. Really great ideas there, Elisa. And then Pam says, rotate inventory, add new items, tweak pricing, and sell, sell, sell. That's super inspiring. I love it. I really like a couple of the other hints as well from like Holly and Nicole, Sandy, everyone who is saying list regularly, list often. We definitely hear that from many sellers that keeping up that steady cadence of listing is important. So now on to Small Business Week. In celebration of Small Business Week next week, we have some great seller stories. We love to create these seller stories. They're your stories to help inspire each other and do some informing and just remind us that every seller has their own amazing, unique journey. They celebrate the sellers behind the products and the stores and hear, how did they get started? Where did they come from? And, we capture the diverse community and how passionate, driven, and unique eBay sellers are. And, if Yinka or Victor or any of the sellers who we're featuring soon, hopefully you're out there somewhere today. And we're really excited to tell the stories of you and everyone else who we have been lucky enough to get to know this year. It's really important. Like the amazing thing about eBay is that it's about the human connection. There's individual people, individual sellers, out there selling, working every day, building these experiences. And so these stories encourage buyers to buy from the small business owners, people rolling up their sleeves. And it's also an opportunity to sell some of those tips, again, that we know that you enjoy. So without further ado, I'm really excited to play the first of 4 stories that we'll be releasing over the next week. And with that, let's play the video.
My first ever basketball game, I was actually 4 months old. Going to games with my dad, those are the best memories of my life. For me, sports and trading cards has been my reservoir of happiness, even in the darkest times. I knew going through college that I wanted to work with the Magic. Once I graduated, I was really excited to receive that phone call from the team. You know, it's definitely a dream job. But in July of 2020, they cut a good percentage of the staff, and I was a part of that. It was very devastating. When you get laid off, everything changes. That really motivated me to channel that energy into sports cards. The sports card market is a huge and really diverse marketplace. eBay has been the platform for people to buy and sell. I'm always trying to invest in things that I think are going to be going up in value. It's almost like its own stock market right now. Woo! Let's see. I absolutely love this Michael Jordan card. I bought this card on eBay 2 years ago, and now it's already like quadrupled in price, but I wouldn't care because I'm not selling it either way. As an eBay seller, you always have to adjust with what's going on in the marketplace. One week I could be buying basketball cards, soccer stickers, baseball cards, football cards, Pokemon cards. The most valuable card I've ever sold was a Lugia first edition. I bought that one for about $1,800 and sold for around $10,000. eBay has allowed me the opportunity to really pursue sports cards full time. Sports cards for me, it serves many different purposes. It's really a big connector of a lot of different people. It can bring them back to when they were a kid. It could bring them back to a memory that they had with their dad. It really brings that nostalgia, that excitement.
Good game, good game.
And also pursuing what you're passionate about.
Let's go. Yes.
I believe that with eBay now, the world has opened up for me.
All right. Well, I hope you found that inspiring. And with that, again, thank you, sellers, for the inspiration and the fabulous stories you each have. And we should be over to Harry now.
Whoa, sorry about that. I've been ultra busy answering lots of Q&A, a lot of great questions. And I love that video. And I think he's going to be super excited about something that I'm going to show very shortly here from Magic the Gathering cards. But hello, sellers. Welcome 526. So good to have all of you here. And it's really awesome to see so many familiar names in the chat. As I said, I've been trying to respond to as many questions as I possibly can. I also need to set my timer because I typically go a little bit over. I am last today, but I will try to stay within my 15-minute window. So I do see a lot of familiar names, but for those of you who don't know me, I'm Harry Tumpkin, head of selling experience. And my team is basically responsible for all of the analytics and tools that help you manage your business on eBay. Now, over the course of the last year, you've heard us speak a lot about tech-led reimagination and to be your partner and your seller platform of choice. And we're always going to be your partner. We're never going to compete with you. That's just in our DNA. And our product principle is to transform the platform from being something that was reactive, after the fact, email-based, to a proactive, real-time analytics and alerts-based platform, allowing you to easily adapt your business to changing market dynamics. Now, our mission is to continue to enhance and build great new tools, a lot you're going to see tonight, that help you sell more effectively. And the capabilities I'm going to go to show you deliver on three main themes. Goodness, I can't even get my words out. All core to being your platform of choice. First, efficiency, making it easier for you to list and manage your inventory. 2, conversion, helping you to drive more sales. And 3, profitability, helping you to grow your business effectively. So I've got a lot of updates and demos for you tonight. So let's start with efficiency. All right, let's go to the next. Oh, I need to share my screen, actually. Sorry. I'm going to take over if you guys don't mind. Forgot it was the same exact screen. All right, let's see. All right, can you guys all see that? Hopefully you can.
Yep, we can hear you. Thanks.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so at our last eBay Open, which, man, it feels like eons ago. I can't wait to do a live eBay Open again. I was super excited to announce the launch of the image background removal tool. I know many of you have used the tool. And it's this powerful capability to help improve the quality of your listings, your photos. Now, the tool is built using computer vision capabilities. And now I'm just as excited to announce the launch of our latest innovation using this technology, image-based listing for collectible trading cards. Now, one of the most important parts of a listing is to make sure the item specifics match exactly to the item you want to sell. And you've heard me talk a lot about the importance of item specifics. In our current trading cards listing flow, you're basically slowed down by having to search for the trading card or manually enter the items, the item specifics themselves. It takes on average, let's say 6 minutes to list a trading card on eBay today, but not any longer. So similar to the way image background removal tool works, we've implemented a new machine learning toolkit paired with computer vision that can detect and recognize a trading card in seconds and match it to a corresponding cataloged item, which reduces your listing time dramatically. And our first release covers Magic the Gathering cards. You guys ready to have a look at this? It's really hot. All right, so let me switch over to my phone, and this is going to be completely live. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to list an item, and you can type in Magic the Gathering or MTG for short. And as soon as you do that, a little button is going to appear that says, hey, for this listing, you can actually search with your camera. So I'm going to click on that, immediately goes to video. And I have a couple of cards here on my desk. I've got Shadow Storm here. Now watch what's going to happen. Instantly, it matched it up. There it is from the catalog. I'm going to click on that and watch what it does. Instantly, the vast majority of the listing is already completely filled out for you. All of the item specifics, the title, the category, the description. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to set my condition. So I'm going to say it's a used card. And we're going to go down now and we're going to go down to pricing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to fixed price. It's going to automatically pull in the price guides and say it's worth about $5.10. I don't have real valuable ones. I've got a nice stack of them. So I'm going to say done on that. I'm going to go down to shipping. And in my policies, I'm going to select the eBay standard envelope. And basically the listing is done. All I need to do is just add the photo of it. So we take this low res video. So you just have to come back and take the photo of it. And we're going to say done. And once that loads, we are ready to list. Now, I don't know how long that took, but it certainly didn't even feel like more than a minute to get that listing up. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I forgot the weight and package. Okay. Now I have business policies, so normally it would do this for me. So in this particular case, I'll just set, 2 ounces on this, okay? And 1 by 1 by 1. And then we'll say done. And whoops. Everybody always has their Bill Gates moment, right? And then we go ahead and list the item. And it should have all of that done now, hopefully. And there we go. So think about how fast that was, right? So from 6 minutes down to about under 1 minute, and I'm got that card listed. So think about listing lots of cards now. It makes it incredibly easy and fast. So look, in mid-May, we're going to be adding support for Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And then later in the year, we're going to do this for sneakers as well as watches. So keep an eye out for this, but it's going to get really, really cool as we do more image-based listing. All right. So now, next, I want to provide an update on the unified listing tool. So this tool is currently available for early access opt-in. And as a reminder, it's still in beta and you can switch back to the existing listing tool at any time. All right. Now, as always, I and we greatly appreciate and value your partnership and are committed to listening to and incorporating your feedback. And with respect to your feedback, we have been listening to you and have made significant updates to streamline the number of clicks, minimize the mouse movement to complete your listing. We've also brought back a lot of the inline editing and moved the right flyout to a centered pop-up. And so for those of you who've opted out, with all of these new enhancements, I encourage you to try it out again. All right. So I actually want to do a quick demo of it. So let's have a quick look. I'm going to switch over now to the listing flow. And I'm going to go down to one of my listings. I'm actually going to take the Stuart Weitzman shoes. All right, so we're going to go into the new listing flow. And the first thing you're going to see is that all the photos are at the top of the screen. The main image or the hero photo is actually much larger than the others. Full drag and drop here to reorder the photos, easy editing of deleting or deleting all the photos and adding. And in the next sprint, you're going to be able to drop photos directly onto the canvas. That's right, full drag and drop. So if you open up your Finder, you'll be able to drop the photos directly here. You won't have to do file open and all that crazy stuff. You will see that your title now, the subtitle and custom label are all inline editable, nice and large and easy to see. And then the item specifics, we've done a lot of enhancements here. So super clean, easy to inline edit any one of them. If I want to change the color from black, now it's a centered pop-up. I really don't even have to move the mouse. Maybe I want to make them beige. That's how quick the update was. You'll also notice on the right-hand side, all right, it's going to want me to go back to black, and that's fine. So, I can apply them because that was in my title. So it's giving me the title guidance. You'll notice on the right-hand side that we've re-added then the next recommended aspects with the most frequent pills. So adding those is also just a single click away. Now, when you want to edit in bulk, more item specifics, if we click on the pencil, right, the item specifics are nice, easily accessible in the center, easy to scroll. And one of the things that we do now is if, we change, say, pattern, and, again, I'll just make it something like check to show you what happens. You notice that pattern was moved all the way to the top so that the next item specific is right eye line with you to make it really easy to edit the next one. So a lot of changes here compared to what it was before. You'll also notice as we go down that description is now inline editable. It doesn't open up a centered flyout, nor does the price or the quantity. So all the things that you regularly change, the things that are the most common, are now all inline editable, all right? So again, we get to shipping, business policies fully supported here. I can edit the policies, choose the different policies. And then again, you've got your payment policies as well as, the Sell It Faster module, which has your bold title gallery plus volume pricing and promoted listings. So a tremendous amount of enhancements. And I will tell you, this tool is faster than the existing tool. We still have a few more releases to go to bring it to parity with the existing tool. And at any given time, you can always click on the release notes and it will tell you the updates that we've made and what to expect in the next release. And don't forget to click here to leave us that most important feedback. That's how we make this a better product. Okay, so as I said, I would reiterate, please opt back into the tool and try out all of these new great features. Okay, so let me switch back. And I forgot to change that slide, forgive me. All right, so let's move on to conversion and profitability. So up first, a quick update on Terapeak price research. So as you should all be aware, Terapeak is our advanced analytics tool providing historical transaction and live listing price analysis that can help you better understand what your product is worth and how to competitively price your listing. Now, as of the 15th of April, Terapeak is now available free of charge to all Seller Hub sellers, as we believe pricing analytics is critical in helping you successfully drive more profitable conversion. Now, for our store sellers, basic and above, you'll now enjoy premium access to our newest Terapeak capability, Sourcing Insights. It provides the ability to examine demand and supply dynamics in the categories that you sell in, and it's going to help you identify when demand is outweighing supply, leading to opportunities to source inventory. And secondly, when supply is outweighing demand, it can give you another mechanism to alert you to opportunities to improve your listing quality and to help you determine what conversion tools you may wish to employ. So I encourage you to try out the new tool. It can be found under the Research tab in Seller Hub. Okay, let's move on to our next demo, coded coupons. This was a big launch on March 31st. Now we're at 100% ramp to all store sellers in all the big markets. So as I said, available to all Seller Hub users of all store subscribers. And, again, this capability, it's just an amazing tool to help drive more profitable conversion. And I kind of think of it like it's a supercharged seller initiated offer is one way to think about it. So let's take a quick look. I'm actually going to do this live real quick. So I'm going to switch back into the off the listing flow into Seller Hub. I'm on the marketing tab and I'm going to go to promotions. And now if you go to create a promotion, you will see coupon. All right. So when I go to coupon, it's now going to allow me to create what do I want to call the coupon itself? What is going to be displayed to my buyers? Okay. Then this is the internal name, right? That'll show up on your campaigns. And you have two choices here. Do you want to create a private coupon, which will not be displayed on view item or in search results? It's only available to the buyers that you provide it to. Or you can build a public coupon, which then the coupon code is viewable to all buyers, right? So it'll show up on the sales results page or sales search page. It'll show up on view item. It'll show up on your sales page from your store. And you'll see that we've given you a lot of ways to build discount types. Now, the most popular are here at the top, the three. But if I click on show more, we're going to give you a wide variety of ways that you can build your coupons and your discounts. Now, as we scroll down, you'll also see that we offer usage limits, meaning that I can offer maximum savings. So, no matter how much the discount is on the coupon, the buyer can only get so much in savings. Let's say in this case, $100. You can also control the number of redemptions per coupon. So you may want to make it no limit or set it to one use only. And you can actually set a maximum budget across all buyers. So this really gives you a lot of flexibility to control your cost, your margins. Now, the item eligibility, you can choose all your inventory, a specific eBay category, your store categories, or you can select a specific set of items. And you can also select the price range of those items and their condition. So again, a lot of flexibility in how you choose the inventory that you want to put with coupons. You then can add a description and you can select a photo from one of your listings. We're very shortly going to allow you to add your own photos to that. And then you can also set the duration and when it starts. So a super easy way to build coupons all in this one brand new screen. And then just to show you real quickly, I actually already have a coupon campaign set up on a lot of dishware that I have up. So if I click the extra 20% off, it'll take you to my store page to show all of the things that have the 20% off eligibility coupon. All right. So that is a quick look at coded coupons. And now what I want to do is give you a quick look at what is up and coming. All right. So this is just the first phase of coupons. You'll very shortly, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to make the ability to print coupons directly on the new packing slips, which is huge to bring back repeat buyers back to your store. And then we're going to add the ability to do social sharing. So you can take the URL for your personal sales event page and save that. We're going to offer several different targeting options for repeat buyers, as I've just mentioned. You'll actually be able to do that directly from the order screen, is send them a coupon directly from there. You'll be able to target specific buyers as well as interested buyers, just like we do with SIO. We're also going to add repeat buyer indicators. So when you receive an order, you can send a special coupon and add a special thank you note in the package. And we're also going to give you a wide variety of automation rules. And then later in the year, we're going to allow you to actually set and manage your coupons from the eBay mobile app. Okay, so I think I saw my, my stopwatch get just about to zero. So this is the last piece that I'm going to do. And this is on the launch of videos on view item in stores. So let me actually have this run while I'm talking to this. So I'm going to let this play so you can actually see a video running within the view item screen. And as I said, I'm really excited to announce this. And as you can see, we're now adding video capabilities for listings and for your storefronts. Now, videos add interest to your items for buyers, obviously. They help communicate the benefits of the listing and provide clarity to buyers, and that's going to help you increase your sales velocity. And so for the first phase of this launch, videos is only going to be available through our APIs and 4 of our third-party providers, Channel Advisor, Cadisto, Sold Easy, and Push Auction. So this capability is currently only available to the US marketplace and on the eBay mobile app. So it won't show up yet in DWeb or MWeb. That's the desktop web. We expect to expand the availability beyond the APIs and to the other marketplaces and onto desktop throughout the year. So that takes me to the end. I mean, there you have it. Here's a quick reminder of what I've showcased today. So image listing for collectible trading cards, making it lightning fast to list. An update on the unified listing tool, which incorporated a lot of your feedback. We announced TerraPeak product research available to all Seller Hub sellers and the new TerraPeak sourcing insights to basic store subscribers and above. Coded coupons, our newest addition to seller marketing tools. And last but not least, videos available for storefronts and listings on eBay's mobile app. So all of these things deliver on our core seller tenets of efficiency, conversion, profitability, and being your partner and seller platform of choice. So thanks very much. I'll turn it back over to Rebecca.
Thank you. Thanks, Harry. Great demo. And we know that you're basically the favorite section for all sellers. I love seeing the demos that you bring. So we appreciate your time today.
My
All right,
pleasure.
so we are
Love to be
ready.
here.
Thanks so much. We are ready to do some Q&A. We've gotten, oh my gosh, almost 200 questions in the Q&A. And if yours hasn't been answered yet, we might get to it right now. You also can go to the eBay community and post the question if it doesn't get answered. And the eBay experts who are on the line will continue answering through the end of the event in about 6 minutes or so. Again, a reminder after the event, please take the survey that you'll see because it'll help us know what we can do better, what we're doing great at, where we can improve. And we love hearing the feedback from you. The other thing that I want to mention is that Harry talked about eBay Open, which is our flagship event. And we know so many of the people here have attended one in the past. This year, it is going to be online, given the circumstances, and it's planned for August 4th, 5th, and 6th. So keep an eye out because we will be shouting from the rooftops once you can register. Come back to next month's check-in or keep your eye on the events page where you signed up for this event and you'll be able to learn more about Open over the coming weeks and months. So let's move on to our Q&A. Again, some of which are live from today and some of which are questions that were also posed last month. So, you know, if we don't get to you this time, maybe we'll get to you next month. So I hope you'll come back. First is a question for Andrea, and this is about managed payments. So is there a date where everyone's payments will be managed by eBay? There's a lot of systems that can't change until everyone is having their payments managed by eBay. And it would be nice to know if there's light at the end of the tunnel. So Andrea, this one's for you.
Oh yeah, there absolutely is light at the end of the tunnel. The teams are hard at work in making sure that we are working with sellers to migrate them as quickly as possible to manage payments. And I think that we're on track to get the majority of sellers in the marketplace onto managed payments by the end of this year. Although the US is doing really well on that basis. And so I'm seeing a lot of US sellers already in managed payments. And I know Canada, Mandy's in the crowd somewhere, Canada is now fully invested in also migrating its sellers onto managed payments.
Great. Thanks, Andrea. Appreciate that. So the next question that I have is, this one's for Harry. Harry, I hope you're still with us. I love this question. Someone who sells resale items, they want to know, are there TerraPeak analytics for those resale items? They only sell recycled apparel and they'd love to know if those analytics are available for them as well.
They should be. I mean, TerraPeak covers all transactions on the platform. So those transactions should be searchable. If you sent some specific examples, we'll double check that. But I've got the TerraPeak team on here as well, but those transactions should be available to do analytics on.
Oh, that's great. You said send some specific examples. Is there an email address where sellers can reach out to you? Is it something that we can put in the chat?
There is. I do have a special email address. Valerie might get upset if we get too many inbounds. It's called askharry@ebay.com. Easy enough, right? And we do ask to utilize that, for, again, specific issues you're having that you want to relate to us or a detailed question you're having trouble getting answered. We monitor it on a regular basis, and we'll do our best to get back to you as much as we can, depending upon how much inbound we get to it. But yes, ask Harry at ebay.com. And many of you know I do monitor lots of the Facebook rooms and try to answer as many questions and feedback as I can in those rooms as well.
Great. So the next question, actually, I'm going to take the next question. So 411 Phone Dude asked, what is the best way to get more feedback? And he says that we average 25 to 30% only. Thanks in advance. Happy to answer, Phone Dude. My recommendation is to share your thanks and your feedback first as soon as the buyer has paid. We actually covered this last week on the podcast. And in summary, thank the buyer for shopping with you, basically, for concluding their part of the transaction, which is choosing their item and paying for it. And sellers who thank buyers first may in fact see increased feedback from buyers. I know that Griff, who is our podcast host, certainly says so. And as for me, I like to say in my mind, when I sell items, I like to think it kind of creates a social contract where buyers may feel more compelled to leave their own feedback. You can kind of equate it to a brick and mortar experience. If a buyer shops in your brick and mortar store, they pay for the item and you say thanks at the conclusion of the sale. And I might approach it that same way. It's really kind of an important part of the transaction and is part of concluding the transaction. So 411 Phone Dude, give that a try, see if it works and increases the feedback that you're getting for your sales. All right, next up, we have another question, Andrea, which is also about payments. So the question here is, why can't I get my funds the same day? And does eBay earn interest on funds before they're paid out to sellers? I know both of these have been hot topics through the whole transition to eBay managing payments. So Andrea, what's the answer here?
I'm getting all the payments questions today, Rebecca. So we aim to pay our sellers out as quickly as possible, but we are dependent on the credit card brands, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and banks to make sure that payouts are processed and funds are settled in a timely way. Payouts for eBay transactions are initiated to sellers' bank accounts within 2 business days, Monday through Friday, excluding public holidays, unless the seller requests a weekly payout. And so that's the kind of bar that we hold ourselves to, but again, dependent on payments partners. And then in terms of earning interest, eBay does not earn interest on pending payments, payments scheduled for payout, or payments that are in the process of being paid out. So hopefully that answers the question.
It does. Thank you, Andrea.
Hey,
and I'm actually, oh yeah, go ahead, Terry.
Sorry, can I just chime in one second? There was a lot of questions about how to access the new unified listing tool.
Great.
So in the existing listing experience, and actually, I'll show it to you real quick if you don't mind, because there was a lot of questions. So let me just go into, all right. So if we're in the listing experience, you see here, it says switch to classic view. So it's going to ask you for some feedback as well. And when you switch back to the classic view, here it is. So I hope you can see the stark difference between this old design and the new crisp design. Photos, everything, how complicated item specifics are. It is just totally fresh and super easy. The upper right-hand corner here next to feedback, you will see try the new listing tool. So when you switch, it'll take all the contents of the listing and just bring them over to the new tool. And so you can switch back and forth, right? This is not like locking you into the new tool yet. We're not yet at parity, but as you can see, there's a lot of phenomenal features. So that's how you switch between the 2 tools. Thanks.
Great, thanks for that, Harry, I appreciate it. So everyone, I know that we did not get to all of the questions. I can see they have been coming in even while we've been doing this live Q&A. Please come over to the community and ask your questions there, and we will make sure that we get to answering all of those. It looks like we're at time, so I'm going to say thank you to Andrea and to Charis and to Chris and to Harry for being here. But most of all, on top of everything, sellers, thank you so much for coming, for letting us share these updates with you, for giving us your feedback in the chat, for asking so many interesting, tough, difficult questions that we're happy to answer. And like above all, thank you for selling on eBay. We really appreciate you and we appreciate your time here today. We are going to do a survey at the end of this meeting, so please hang on when the meeting ends, and the survey will pop up on your screen. And we hope to see you again next time. So thank you, and have a wonderful afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much for being here, everyone.
Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much, Sellers. Great to see everybody.
Thanks, everyone. So happy to see you all.
Thanks all.